The UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman stumped Gilbert Burns with a TKO in the third round at UFC 258. And while the record-setting win was over his old training partner, the champ remained typically magnanimous in victory.
You know, I know this one's gonna be tough for him, but you know, he's a champion in his own way, and he'll get back on the horse. And you know, I'd be more than happy to go to dinner with him.
Much of the hype stemmed from them having spent years training with one another before Usman went to another team. For Burns, who was getting his first title shot after 7 years in the UFC, that was going to be his key to victory. For Usman, it was just another challenge.
I know him a lot, he knows me a lot, and there's a little intrigue, right? Because I do believe I'm gonna win. I think the little advantage that I have with my teammates know him a lot too. My coach know him a lot too. His coach doesn't know me that much, And the thing with me is, I believe I'm a different animal at that division, at the welterweight division. I believe I still have that quickness, the speed of a lightweight, but I hit like a middleweight and best jiu-jitsu in the game.
If he wasn't the toughest guy, he wouldn't be in there. I take him very seriously, and I'm worried and focused on just him. Once we get through him, then we could, when I'm done with our career, then we could worry about legacy.
Usman first had to worry about getting rocked several times in the first round, as Burns went after the king. But the champ turned the fight around by repeatedly feeding the oncoming Burns a rock-solid jab until he couldn't take it anymore.
That was the mistake. I thought about it, and then I got caught. So, yeah, that was the mistake because I know I can hit any one of these guys, but in order to become a champion, I have to be disciplined. I have to be disciplined, and then I went like my guy, so much respect for my guy, Cody Garbrandt. I just went the same way. As soon as I saw he was hurt, forget about the strategy. I just went to the kill, and in order to be a champion, I cannot make those mistakes.
Usman's 13 consecutive wins is the second longest winning streak in UFC history, behind only Anderson Silva with 16. And while 13 straight wins is the new welterweight record and the longest current active streak in the UFC, Usman wants another fight already, a rematch with Jorge Masvidal.
He's been saying no. The only reason he took that fight on Fight Island is because it was a built-in excuse. He was training the whole time. But he said, I only had 6 days notice, so that's why that went that way. Well, guess what? I'll give you a whole training camp, and this time I will stop him.
The first time they fought, Masvidal took the fight on less than a week's notice. Despite losing, Street Jesus went 5 rounds with the champ and walked away with barely a scratch on him.
That's why I was disappointed in myself that last fight, because I know I could stop him, but with all the circumstances that took place, I just went out there and dominated him from start to finish. So this time I will stop him if he wants to step up, but I guarantee you he doesn't want to. He's gonna be quiet.
Not one to stay quiet, Masvidal replied almost immediately in typical game-bred fashion. I took your nose on 6 days, stated Street Jesus. 3 weeks, I take the belt. Full camp, I take your head. Hashtag the resurrection. It's definitely a great fight, but is it the one to make in the division? Usman already has wins over 1, 2, and 4 Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns, and Jorge Masvidal. So then what about Leon Edwards? At number 3, he's surely next in line. Masvidal can take a fight to keep busy, possibly against the in-form Michael Chiesa. Someone a long way off, though, is the former champ Tyrone Woodley. He's 0-3 in his last 3 fights. Usman earned a performance bonus for his comeback win at UFC 258. Julian Marquez, Anthony Hernandez, and Polyana Viana also took home bonuses for their Anaconda choke, guillotine choke, and armbar, respectively. In the lightweight division, Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor look destined for a trilogy bout. That's according to UFC president Dana White.
They both want it, so when you got 2 guys, that want the trilogy as bad as those 2 do, try to make it happen.
Right now, they stand at 1 win apiece, both with wins by knockout. They want it. The fans want it. And thank the fight gods, the decider might be happening sooner than you think.
This summer. It'll happen this summer.
As for Uncle Dana's white whale, Khabib Nurmagomedov, the president refuses to give up on getting the retired lightweight champion back in the cage. White thinks the evidence is there to make him believe the unbeaten eagle isn't quite done with fighting.
Last thing for me, what's it going to take for you to leave poor Khabib alone, man? The guy just wants to retire. let him go off.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Hey, Dana, did we lose?
Until Khabib says, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stop asking me. I'm done.
Otherwise, you just have a dinner like once a month.
He's not saying that, is he? Has he said that?
No, he's taking the meeting.
All right.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.